Melky here, and thank you very much for watching this video. Let's continue on where we left off. But again, the disclaimer: I am not a legal advisor. I am not a professional in legal things, and this is not a professional video, really. So please don't use it for high stakes without your own discretion, without your own consulting with professional experts or advisors. And I am not giving any forms of professional assurance. I'm just a person who likes to do these things and would like some kind of casual connection, making some casual connection online with the people who are interested, and also who would like to enrich my experience, because I am so limited. I these things is so big and it's so wide, and I don't know what are the things that I'm missing. So if I could connect to the world, to the internet here, thank you very much, YouTube. I hope I would be able to be wiser. Okay, let's go with Xbox here. Okay, previously we get to the specific terms for services. They have make some general terms, and now we are getting into the specific terms. It's going to be specific to the particular application or maybe some kind of other products, and it's probably it focuses on things that are not regulated in other products, so it's kind of a unique rule. So we're going to start with Xbox. Wait a minute, guys, wait a minute. These are the items, in this service specific terms. Okay, it's going to start with Xbox Store, Microsoft Family Features, Group Messaging, Skype, Bing and MSN. Bing and MSN is in my previous video. Cortana, office-based services, health bots, digital goods, and so on and so on until power platform, I guess. And then after that, we're going to continue on arbitration, which probably I'm going to do in another video. Personal non-commercial use. The Xbox Online Service, Xbox Game Studio games, including Mojang games, and there's a link here. Applications, subscriptions, Game Pass subscription service offerings, for example, services, Xbox Cloud Gaming, for example, and content provided by Microsoft. Collectively, the Xbox services are only for your personal and non-commercial use. Xbox services. When you sign up to receive Xbox services, information about your gameplay, activities, and usage of games and Xbox services will be tracked and shared with applicable third parties, including game developers. Alright, wait a minute, guys, wait a minute. Firstly, let's talk about this personal non-commercial use for Xbox. If you're like a content creator and you share it on social media like YouTube or Twitch, obviously you would be able to monetize your content, right? Probably in Facebook as well, you're sharing with people. Exchange of money, obviously, is something that is getting more and more inevitable, and people would appreciate other people, not just in terms of goods and services, but obviously, of course, in terms of money, because it's just the nature of the internet, and it's so practical and so quick. It is a new an extensive way of it's an extension of how we connect with each other nowadays. Some people might say it's inhumane, some people might say it's a good thing, but I think it's just an inevitable thing that we share with each other using money. So this distinction between commercial use and personal use is going to be more difficult in the future for legal formulators or articulators. I think it's an interesting issue to explore and a relevant one, but I could be wrong about this again. Next, when you sign up to receive Xbox services, information about your... Oh, one more thing about that. Sorry. Is monetizing through YouTube, for example, with commercials and Twitch, or maybe like an not directly like from commercial, and it is being put there by the platform, and the platform creators would share it to you, is that constitutes as commercial use. And a lot of games, like for example War of the Vision, the one that I played, and Square Enix is always, and also Steam as well, like Dota 2, they kind of allow that. They always say that only personal use, but if you can get money from YouTube, that's fine. They always say like that. I don't know whether this is different, and I kind of would be, I kind of is going to look for that in this section. When you sign up to receive okay, next. Activities and usage of games and Xbox services will be tracked and shared with applicable third parties, including game developers. In order for Microsoft to deliver the Xbox services and for the third parties to operate non-Microsoft games and services. If you choose to link your Microsoft Xbox Services account with your account on a non-Microsoft service, or sign in to your Xbox Services account to access a non-Microsoft service, for example, a non-Microsoft game publisher of third-party apps and services, you agree that Microsoft may share limited account and usage related information, including without limitation gamertag, gamerscore, game history, usage data, and friends list, with that non-Microsoft party as stated in the Microsoft privacy statement. And B, if allowed by your Xbox privacy setting, the non-Microsoft party may also have access to your content from in-game communications or other applications that you use when you sign into your account with that non-Microsoft party. Also, if allowed by your Xbox privacy settings, Microsoft can publish your name, gamertag, gamerpic, motto, avatar, gamer clips, and games that you've played in communications to people you allow. I don't really have a strong understanding here. In order for Microsoft to deliver Xbox services, you agree that Microsoft may share limited account, gamertag, with that non-Microsoft party, if allowed by your Xbox privacy, may have access. Probably this third party is the creator of or the developers of the apps, including their maintainers, the people who work for them, or probably they outsource their services. Your content from in-game communications. Also, if allowed by your Xbox privacy, Microsoft can publish your name to people you allow. Alright, so I think in terms of that, you also got to check out that developer's privacy, and that's just the nature of the relationship, right? And you play Xbox, obviously your data will be sent to Xbox, and your data collected by Xbox is going to be needed by the developers as well. So you would allow that. But to what extent though? To what extent? What are the data that are collected? That is what's important here. If you choose to link your account on a non-Microsoft service, you agree that Microsoft may share limited account and usage related information. So there's a specification here. Limited account and usage related information, but here's the word, including without limitation. Okay, but so the bracket here is usage related information and limited account. What are the things that are outside of that scope? For example, your credentials probably would be outside of that scope, right? Or would it be not? With that non-Microsoft party as stated, is, yeah guys, please leave your comment in the comment section if you can help me. I think this is supposedly like your gameplay, hopefully just things that are within that context. Outside of that context are not, but there's also restriction within the context. For example, Noises, like what we read before, background noises. Um, you know what? Background noises might be relevant as well. I can. I'm trying to find something here. Um, Maybe even the temperature of your device is being sent of your Xbox. I don't know, guys. It seems like there's something important here. Okay, moving on. Your content. As part of building the Xbox Services community, you grant to Microsoft, its affiliates, and sub-licensees a free and worldwide right to use, modify, reproduce, distribute, broadcast, share, and display your content or your name, gamer tag, motto, or avatar that you posted on any Xbox services. Yes, these are among the stuff. What I'm looking for, or are what are the things that are not included. I really want to pinpoint those things. Game managers. Some games may use game managers, ambassadors, or hosts. Game managers and hosts are not authorized Microsoft spokespersons. Their views do not necessarily reflect those of Microsoft. Kids on like for example in Reddit there would be like Reddit, what do you call it, Reddit administrator. It escapes my mind. So those guys, right? Next, kids on Xbox. If you are a minor using the Xbox services, your parent or guardian may have control over many aspects of your account and may receive reports about your use of the Xbox services. Interesting. Okay, so there is that feature. Okay. And kids would be reading this. That's also interesting. Okay, game currency and virtual goods. The Xbox services may include virtual game currency like gold coins or points that may be purchased from or on behalf of Microsoft using actual monetary instruments. If you have reached the age of majority where you live, the Xbox services may also include virtual digital items or goods that may be purchased from or on behalf of Microsoft using actual monetary instruments or using game currency. Game currency and virtual goods may never be redeemed for actual monetary instruments, goods, or other items or monetary value from Microsoft or any other party. Yes, it is like War of the Vision as well. As soon as you buy the Visiors, right, that is already, you already purchased something. And that is non-refundable. That is already but a little bit different from, can I say it, I choose not to. There's a game services that also have in-game money, but that in-game money can be withdrawn still, and it's not yet being used to purchase for a game or something. I wouldn't say the name though, because I could be wrong about this. There's some legal complications as well. But from that services, it's a little bit different. So in this case, wait a minute. No, you cannot withdraw it anymore. Well, I remember it wrong. I remember another service. There's another service that you could still withdraw the money. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there's a distinction. So when you put your money in for the transaction, it is already a purchase. As much as these currencies are like yours to use for your own pleasure, for your it's like a disposable income in the application, but it is strictly within the context of that application, and it is not to be translated in a real money sense. Okay, game currency and virtual goods may never be redeemed for actual monetary instruments, goods, or other items or monetary value from Microsoft or any other party, other than a limited, personal, revocable, non-transferable, non-sub-licensable license to use the game currency and virtual goods in the Xbox services only. You have no right or title in or to any such game currency or virtual goods appearing or originating in the Xbox surfaces, or any other attributes associated with use of the surfaces or stored within the Xbox surfaces. Wait. Microsoft may at any time regulate, control, modify, and or eliminate the game currency and or virtual goods associated with any one or more Xbox games or apps as it sees fit in its sole discretion. So it really looks like a license to be an asshole. I'm sorry, but yeah, if you already, so just consider it that, right? The money is already gone. It is the game currency is just there. Microsoft can take it away anytime from you for you, and you have no say in it. Obviously, in practice, that would be reasonably outrageous. However, it is within the legal right, and it is rightly so to for it to be like that. So please consider it or anticipate it like that. It is like, because the idea of property, artificial properties like this is also, it is very important for us to also participate in it. So if you are not participating in it, the quality is really I'm not going to go further into that, but it is a good idea for us, and it is also a build up momentum for us for, if we participate in positively in property, right? It's going to build up a positive momentum for us, in order that we could translate it to other aspects of our lives as well. So some people might say you are lying and stuff. Guys, come on, let's not waste some time. And it is already here. The law is 1,000 years of evolution of people's blood, sweat, and tears, and lives. Oh my God! So I couldn't even fathom how great the law is. The smartest people left the world with the law, like millions and millions and billions of them that have ever lived and walked this earth, and I mean, they're not fully not all the people in the world actually fully participate, but even partial participation is a life force, right, guys? So please do not, like, I already felt guilty now that people are going to experiment negatively, but guys, just don't be a child, and don't be it's oh my God, it's inevitable, isn't it? But yeah, guys, please don't, this is not a legal advice, and it is just, I'm just an enthusiast, and all information can be used negatively. I just wish people would be an adult and realize that at the end of the day, you're going to be responsible for your actions. You're going to be responsible for your actions, even if the law enforcers cannot catch you, but it is going to affect the reality of your life and the way you interact with people and stuff. So if it's always at the back of your head that I gotta hide something, compare that with your version in another dimension where you don't have that, right? What are the things that are going to be comfortable with you? What are the things that you are going to scale up in the future, right? And then the kind of relationship that you are going to choose, the kind of freedom you consider as freedom, right? All of those things. And in the end, are people going to say, you know what, you're going to have to be held responsible, or okay, you're going to have to receive rewards because we want to give thanks to you, right? Okay, next, for software updates. For any device that can connect to Xbox services, we may automatically check your version of Xbox console software or the Xbox app software and download Xbox console or Xbox app software updates or configuration changes. Okay, so this is a data that you automatically send. As soon as you agree to this, you like they would take you couldn't, probably a person wouldn't normally be able to fathom what are the information that they are sending. You would thought like, oh, it is just a casual thing, it is something that is inconsequential. But really guys, the sheer amount of information, I know that for every person and for every lives, they live in a different context, but I do kind of have a good confidence that a lot of people are not monitoring or having a good grip of what are the information that they send to these giant multinational internet corporations, or even small developers that apps they're using. But it is a great, I think it is a great value to be able to have a grip on that. It's a significant difference actually. And then automatically check your version of Xbox console software or the Xbox app software and download Xbox console or Xbox app software updates or configuration changes, including those that prevent you from accessing the Xbox services using unauthorized Xbox games or Xbox apps, or using unauthorized hardware peripheral devices like VR devices, I believe, with an Xbox console. Hmm. Hmm. Wait, I'm silent like this not because I use one of those stuff, okay? No, no. I think obviously they're going to say even though you've already blocked it, and we could still figure out some information. But the fact that they put it here means that if you there are people out there who complain, or there's still a liability, legal liability, if people who use blockers got their data sent anyway. It could be a problem. So these people would think that, oh, these blockers are legal, and if those data got sent anyway, then it is an illegal practice by Microsoft or Xbox. Yeah, I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm not going to take sides here, but uh, okay. I'm going to save that. If you have more opinion about that, please leave your comment in the comment section. Let's go to the next one: cheating and tampering software. For any device that can connect to Xbox services, we may automatically check your device for unauthorized hardware or software that enables cheating or tampering in violation of the code of conduct of these terms, and download Xbox app software updates or configuration changes, including those that prevent you from accessing the Xbox services or from using unauthorized hardware or software that enables cheating or tampering. All right, guys, this is recently I watched a video, and the video maker makes an interesting analogy, right? What was it? Ref says this, or maybe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Ref says this, and he talked about an anime, and he invoked, it's not really invoked, like he referenced to an extensive measure here. Like, what was the case? Wait a minute, let me remember that. I'm going to skip. Okay guys, let me just bring you to the video here. It's about a VR chat ban, and here's the video.
It's Rev here. So over the past few days, due to some major changes implemented by its developers, the VR chat community has been in flames. And I know for some of you, your knowledge of VR chat begins and ends with Ugandan knuckles, but what's happening here is worth paying attention to because it's something affecting millions of users across the world in this shockingly bad 180 of their existing policies.
Woo, guys, that is Ref says this. So I recommended you to go in their chat, to go to his channel. He also talks about he talks a lot about games and anime, or the behind the scenes of the industry a lot. And I think not a lot. I think he also a lot, what he talks a lot are people on Twitter canceling people. He really against the cancel culture. But sometimes you also find things that are informative, that is important, the behind the scenes stuff that I just talked about.
Now we'll get into the details shortly, but developers announced a few days ago that they have implemented easy anti-cheat into VR chat that has not only blocked malicious users and modifications, but also swept up literally anyone using mods for this app, no matter what their intended purpose. Whether life for users, mods helping those with disabilities function on the app, or mods helping users enhance the size of their anime girl titties, all VR chat mods are going down with this latest update.
All right, so that's the thing, guys. It is a case where an implementation of a rule is more like in order to prevent something, small, they do something that is affecting every user. So is it really worth it or not? Obviously there are cases where it is worth it, things that obviously, but in this case, Xbox, for example, is it really something that is, it's a gaming console.
Like I said, anyway, let's go through the details of the security update provided by VRChat, which states, modified clients are a large problem for VRChat and a variety of mods have been used to harass and negatively impact. The integration of easy anti-cheat means all mods, you eliminated the small portion of themselves from warranted criticism. But unfortunately, the internet never forgets, and certainly not the VRChat community, who probably feels quite betrayed by these developments that have removed mods that improve basic quality of life things that should have been implemented by the developers in the first place. But for now, these new rules are the law of the land, and all VRChat users can do is continue to raise their voices in opposition of these overly broad bans. But that's gonna...
Alright, back to the point, guys.
Improving the VR chat experience for users and creators. This is the equivalent of hearing a city has a high crime rate and then nuking the entire city's population and then celebrating that the crime rate has been reduced to zero. Yeah, congrats, you eliminated the small portion of malicious actors alongside the majority of innocent actors in the process.
Alright guys, so that's the analogy that I was trying to convey. It's like nuking the entire city. Now, does that apply in this case for Xbox? I think. Oh, I'm starting to talk like him for a bit. Look, let me neutralize his strong persona. Wait. Okay, here it is. It's obviously it's going to be a little bit different because people who got into Xbox already knew. In the case of VR chat, it is something that is newly implemented. But in case of Xbox, probably they walk into it where things like that has already been implemented. So the community has already grown on top of that rule. It is not something that is going to it's like an operation or a surgery or something like that, right? But you can see a little element of that here where including where this line right here, it doesn't highlight when I point it out. It says Xbox app software updates or configuration changes, including those that prevent you from accessing the Xbox services or from using unauthorized hardware or software that enables cheating or tampering. This is talking about auto updates, guys. So back in the old days, you can choose whether or not you would want to update your operating system Obviously, operating system is important to make a security update. So at the end of the day, the operating system chose to auto update. Otherwise, every kind of problems and difficulties arise. So basically, the quality of the software is significantly reduced if you don't want to update. It is very different from open source, where you can pick and choose the updates and still running the software as intended initially. However, though, it is a different proportion greatly. At a great different proportion, and it's to analogize one to another, it's a little bit unfair or unbalanced. Okay, that is unfortunate, but that is the fact. Now, don't you think it is uncomfortable that applications nowadays could force upon an update without our consent, and if we didn't agree to the update, then our experiences would be greatly reduced. And I know it is written right here in the terms and conditions, right? So obviously you walk into it not with knowing what's going to come at you. However, still, new updates means new relationship. And if it is an auto friend, do you have something like that in your life? Auto friend. It's a little bit uncomfortable, right? Okay, it's just a software. It's just a mini kind of tweaks into your into your nexus, let's say. Still, it is like, why are we having this? Is this unprecedented? Is this I think this is throughout human history, things like this never happen. Do we really know the implication of this to our lifestyle, to our relationships? Can we really confidently say that, nah, it's just this, and life's going to go on as intended always? Do you really think that there are no implications, because we've already built our relationship based on contract and consent with our vision? We know who are the people that we meet, who are the people that what are the things that we buy, and in terms of upgrading, we always make choices whether or not we want to upgrade our furnitures, we want to upgrade our cars or our vehicles. But now it is something that is an auto updating. So I think what I really don't like about this is that in the future, as time goes on, right, more and more permissions are being given. So just to save time, it's going to end up something casual, or something that is very easy to just for corporations or for content creators, for application providers to just do whatever for you, including things that might be uncomfortable now. It would just going to be a casual thing. And because it's a building up momentum, do we remember? Because previously in the past, we have to consent for updates, and now we are not. In the past, yeah, something like that. Now we are not. Now, and more, these companies are getting a lot of freedom, and we are getting less and less. But am I how do I express this? It is unhealthy or unsafe for a huge number of people getting increasingly less and less grip upon decision making about their property. It is something that is unhealthy. It is something that if something that is already a norm, and it's going to increasingly becoming an order. I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. Okay, now it feels like normal. Obviously there are good, like, there are politics or mechanism up there, a good kind of politics. I know it's a lot of people wouldn't acknowledge that, but there are some kind of balance of diversified power that would neutralize or make things, you know, the way it's comfortable for us. Because of the law, obviously, because of the law, we can have that. Because of the system of relationship that we have inherited and we have in place right now, that things is possible. But now is the time for us to be conscious about this and start to create a break on these multinational companies, because they're gonna go with the momentum, right? They gotta, it's just the way businesses is. They're gonna go with the momentum, and a part of that momentum, part of that snowball is actually getting as much data as possible from us. And unfortunately, part of that as well is us giving them the freedom to take a lot of information from our properties, and it's going to increase and increase. I have a, am I being like a conspiracy theorist right now? mm, you know what, let's move on for now. I think this is a very important topic, and it's a lot, there's a lot to talk about this. Obviously, each chapter of this law conveys deep issues, and that's why they become law. That's why they become terms of services and service agreement. So why am I talking so much about just one paragraph? Why don't we move on earlier? But because each paragraph has a very dense issues, that's the reason why they became law. And I think it is only normal to take it, to take our property seriously, and actually take a good care of it. Next, additional subscription terms and conditions. Xbox services subscriptions are subject to additional terms and conditions set forth in the Xbox subscription terms and conditions, or Xbox, or there is a link over here. Okay, so this is not all. This is not all related to Xbox, but the context of this series, this video series, is this particular Microsoft Surface agreement. So let's move on. I'm not going to read that. I don't have Xbox also. Inactive Xbox Surface subscriptions. Look, guys, it seems like Microsoft is doing really bad here, but what I just talk about is like industry wide. I think Microsoft is great. The fact that Microsoft is putting this out there for us to read, it is a great improvement. A lot of applications don't have this, and they are notifying us. It is a form of respect. It is something that we must cherish. It is something that I appreciate a lot. And yeah, compare. I know there are dark sides to every bright sides. There are shadows. When you cast a light, there's always shadows. But in this case, there are a lot of benefits that we got from Microsoft products. Okay. Yeah. So if we want to focus on the shadows, it's going to be huge because Microsoft is huge. But we also, let's not forget the enormity or the massiveness of all of the services that we are using from companies such as Microsoft and Google's and stuff, right? Now I want to talk about diversification and everything. So let's move on. Inactive Xbox Surface subscription. Microsoft may turn off your recurring billing and stop recurring charges in select countries if you do not use your Xbox Surfaces subscription for a period of time. Yeah, that would be nice. Microsoft will provide notice to you before turning off recurring billing. For more information, including the applicable period of inactivity, see subscription inactivity frequently asked question, Xbox support, and there's a link over there. Okay, you know what? There's something sneaky in here. This is basically a little bit also covering themselves as opposite to ours. Right, of course it's nice for them to stop the recurring billing, but after how long, right? Read if you have Xbox, please read that frequently asked question and leave your comment in the comment section below. So I would like to thank you very much for that, and that would be it. 40 minutes already. You guys are great. You guys are so generous and nice for being here with me all this time, and please watch my other videos as well if you want. Bye.